Good morning. You know, making s'mores is our family tradition. It all goes back to when Marcia and I got married on January 4th. We went on our honeymoon, of course, it was the dead of winter. And so we made s'mores and we so enjoyed them and it was so much fun. It was such a great memory and so we had so many positive feelings associated with that. Growing up with our children, I watched them, and one of my favorite pictures of them is when they are just toddlers and they're dressed in their pajamas and they have their coat hangers, and we've made them as for stickers for their marshmallows, and they're roasting marshmallows in the fireplace inside the house. Now, throughout all these years, we've always made s'mores whenever there was something special to celebrate or really just to have a good time. I remember the time that we were up in Colorado and we wanted to go over to the Park Hyatt in Beaver Creek because they have a big fire pit out back. It was in January. We wanted to make s'mores. Now, we brought our ingredients. We had graham crackers and we had our chocolate bars and we had our marshmallows because we had been there before, and they had this set up that anybody can come, but just for your convenience, they also have nice packets of all those ingredients. But it's not just a be nice thing. The expense of them is enormous. And I knew how many I might be wanting to eat that night, so we brought our own. We'd flown up Kelly and Andy and the grandkids from Philadelphia, Paul and Krista from Oklahoma. We were all there together as a family. And of course, we wanted to make s'mores. We knew we'd have a good time. We got to the fire pit and the fire had kind of died down. We threw on some extra logs, stoked up the fire, and soon the fire was roaring. They have lovely fire marshmallow roasters that you can use there, these stickers. And so we began making our s'mores. We were having a good time, and you know, sometimes I'd get mine and they'd catch on fire. I didn't mind. I like eating fire burning marshmallows. But as we're doing all of this gentleman comes walking up and he has some of these pre-bought packages. And he says, "What are y'all doing?" "We're making s'mores." "Come on in, join us," we said. Well, that's good, because he said, I wanted to learn how to do this right. Well, you get a piece of graham cracker and you put some chocolate on it, and then you roast your marshmallow and you put the marshmallow on. If you really like chocolate, put another layer of chocolate and then another graham cracker. You got a s'more. It's all there is to it. "Oh, thank you so much." I saw him unwrap his graham crackers and smooth out the wrapper very nice and neat there on top of a rock. And then he got his graham crackers, he broke them into the perfect pieces. He unwrapped his candy bars and stuck them on just right in the center. And then he got his marshmallows and he put them on a roaster, and he started roasting them ever so carefully so they wouldn't catch on fire. No, there was a slow golden brown. I was watching him do this and I said, "Have any children?" Yes, they're all up in the room." I said, "Well, why don't you invite them down? We'll all have a good time here." "Oh, no," he said, I don't want them to get out in the cold, and I don't want them to get too near the fire, and they wouldn't do this right anyway." Oh, okay. I could tell he was intent on making the perfect s'more. Well, while he was working on one, I'd already downed 3. And then it started to snow. It was one of those perfect kind of nights. I mean, it's cold outside, you got a roaring fire, the snow is coming down, and I decided time to have a snowball fight. I started running around making snowballs, and we started throwing them at one another. We were having such a good time. I saw this man finally get through with one marshmallow for each of his s'more. He put them together, stacked them all up nicely, and he headed up to the room. And I thought to myself, that seems a little sad. I mean, here we can have such an incredible time, but he wanted to make sure that everything was extremely safe and everything was just perfect. You know, I don't think God asks us to be perfect. In fact, I think God knows we're going to make mistakes over and over. It's why he sent his son, Jesus Christ, so that you and I would know the forgiveness of God. Now, he didn't ask us to be perfect. What he really hopes for us is that we will be faithful. That is, we will trust in God's constant love of us, his children, that we will be in relationship and communion with him. He ain't expecting that we'll be perfect. He knows us better than that. I couldn't help but think that night, Don't be afraid of the cold. Don't be afraid of the fire. Don't try to make everything perfect. Enjoy the snow. Have a snowball fight. Enjoy burnt marshmallow. In the end, it's how you and I are going to make memories and enjoy life. Have a great day.